Welcome to this week's 10 About Town podcast, everyone. I'm Brittany Bailey, and this week we are going to talk about everything from strawberries to 5Ks, but we're going to begin by talking about music, which is about to fill downtown Knoxville once again. So joining me today to talk about this is Kendra Brewer, the city's Director of Special Events. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So, I remember way back when we got to start talking about music, and we all remember Sundown in the City. We miss it so much.
Remember it well.
Yes.
Remember it well.
But that doesn't mean that because that's in the past, music doesn't fill Market Square anymore. We have some fun things coming up.
Absolutely. And the reason we had Sundown in the City is now why we have concerts on the square. Mm-hmm. Sundown in the City served its time, and it did what it was supposed to do, which was to bring music to downtown Knoxville, and we keep it going.
And I like that there's sort of some focus when it comes to these music events we're talking about. Let's talk about Jazz Tuesdays.
Jazz Tuesday. So next Tuesday, which is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, will be our very first Jazz on the Square concert, and super excited. The jazz concerts, they have such a wonderful following, and it's the Knoxville Jazz Orchestra. Vance Thompson and his friends come out and perform every single Tuesday. This year, the schedule's going to be slightly different. It's going to be May, June, and July. Usually they've taken July and August off, but this year they're going to play through the heat of the summer and keep the crowds coming. So super excited.
And I think, we can't not point out that these are professional musicians that you get a chance to hear. You are not... We'll talk about this too, but you're not having to pay for a ticket to go see them somewhere. No. You get this right in front of you for free.
100%. And, that's what's so great about the jazz orchestra is they have such a legacy of being able to be, to work for the community and work with the community. And some of these artists, you have to pay to see at the Tennessee Theater, at the Bijou, on campus. But for one Tuesday throughout the summer, you'll be able to see them live on Market Square for free.
And I think, not everyone understands jazz or I think is really into jazz, but is this a way for people to sort of get their first little introduction to it maybe?
100%. Absolutely. It's, their way of giving back again to the community. And they're also, some of them are professors at UT. Mm-hmm. So how else would you take your craft out to the public and showcase what you have in hopes that there's some young student out there who has a thirst for music and wanting to perform and being able to see the jazz orchestra for the first time and spark that excitement of wanting to be them one day.
And if you want to sort of expand your musical horizons, some fun events coming up on Thursdays, too.
Yes, our Variety Thursday is coming back, and super excited. We have some great bands, cover bands coming this year. One that we're super excited about is the Michael Jackson Tribute Band. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to actually be working with the Beck Cultural Center to promote that event because it will be on the 18th of June, so right before Juneteenth. We have the Pink Houses, which is a John Cougar Mellencamp band, not to mention the fact that we're going to end September with square dancing, which has become such a tradition for downtown Knoxville.
I will say I was there one night when they were doing the square dancing, and I wasn't aware that it was happening. It was so fun. People were very much into it.
Very much, and they dance.
Yeah.
Even they've never danced before. We have a collar, and they grab you and you do-si-do, and the next thing you know, you're dancing with everybody in downtown Knoxville.
And that's a good reminder. You don't have to know how to do it. You can learn that night.
Absolutely. And I sit back and I watch because, I'm working. So I can't sit there and I can't partake in the dancing because we don't want to scare people. But but it's so fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Just the amount of people that are down there, those that are tourists, those that are community families, those that may have square danced, earlier in their days, and they're back out there square dancing now, and it's something for everybody, and absolutely every single person is able to partake. So we look forward to that.
And all of this variety of shows and music we've talked about, they're all free for people.
100% free. All you have to do is bring your camp chair, and you can grab dinner on the square and bring it out. You can bring your own. It is roughly rain or shine. If we have a little sprinkle, we'll be fine. But, it is summer, so we have to watch the weather quite closely on our Tuesdays and Thursday nights. But, last year we were very blessed, and I don't think we had one cancellation due to weather. So hopefully we can continue that tradition for this year and not have to worry about a cancellation as well. But we also have some local bands this year. We have Tim Decker and the Tennessee River Band, so we're going to have some bluegrass back up on Market Square as well.
Oh,
so,
love that.
Yes.
Love that.
So
if people want to come out, what do they need to know about parking?
So you can park in any city garage, or you can park, downtown. Downtown parking on the street isn't free until 8, but all the city garages are free after 6 o'clock. Okay. And it's really inexpensive. Knoxville still offers a lot of free parking, whereas a lot of the other cities do not. Mm-hmm. So come down, bring your own lunch, bring your own dinner if you want to, and or order something from one of our downtown restaurants and come out to the square and just sit back for 2 hours and just enjoy life.
What time does it usually start?
So we start at 7 to 9.
Okay.
So relatively, not too late after work, so you can go home and get ready, and then you're home early before a late evening. So it's just a great time to come down, connect with friends, family, meet new friends, and see what Knoxville has to offer.
And again, I can't reiterate enough, these are free events that are happening. Why is it important for the city to make sure that these types of events are available? Because it takes a lot of planning and effort and work to do this all for free.
We are all about making memories, and we want our community members and those coming through Knoxville to have great memories, and that we want our memories to be turned into traditions. And this is a tradition. This has been going on for several years now, and this is the way that we are able to give back. We always pride ourselves on there is something for everybody. So bluegrass may not be your genre, jazz may not be your genre, but there will be something during this concert season that you're going to be able to connect with, and you're going to bring your family down, you're going to bring your friends down, and you're going to end up making an amazing night of memories that you'll look back on, here in the future and be like, remember this, and the laughs and the pictures, and that's what's important to us, and that's why these are free. We want people to come out and just have a wonderful time and know that we're doing this for them.
And we're talking all about these music concerts, but just looking ahead a little bit, what else is coming up in the city?
Oh my goodness. So after we kick off concerts, we'll have our Kidderific in a park, and Kidderific Fun in the Park.
Say that 3 times.
A summer event. So we just released the full schedule over the weekend. Super excited about that. We'll be doing a 250th anniversary to America specific Kidderific. So it'll be gauged to children 2 to 12. And then we have our festival on the 4th event on July 4th, which, we look forward to that every year. And there's some little surprises that will be in the future, because we will be coordinating, that with the 250th. So not only are we celebrating just Knoxville and the symphony and great times, but also a nod to the 250th.
Well, looking forward to all of that. If people want to go online and say, hey, I want to go to this specific concert because I like bluegrass or I like jazz, or when's this event coming up, where can they go to find that information?
So they can go to the city's website, knoxvilletn.gov, or they can go to the special events Facebook page, City of Knoxville Special Events. Super easy to find.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's exciting times in the city. That's for sure.
It is. There's never a dull moment, I can tell you that, and there's always something to do.
Oh, I believe that. All right, Kendra, thanks so much. Good to see you. This weekend, the Little Ponderosa Zoo is celebrating the community, and you're invited. On May 2nd, the Little Ponderosa Zoo and Rescue will host the Community Day celebration. Admission is free, and there will be special events including pony rides and animal interactions. The Little Ponderosa Zoo was founded by the late James Cox. It began simply as a pony rides business, but eventually became an exotic animal rescue and rehabilitation center. His sons now run that operation. Community Day is Saturday from 10 to 5 at the zoo, which is on Granite Road in Clinton. My next guest is always on the run. Eric Weatherby is the executive director of the Knoxville Track Club, and joining me now to talk about some big upcoming races. And, I always like to ask, how big of a runner are you actually?
I'm a pretty big runner.
You're a big runner.
I love to run. I love the running community. I love the way that my body feels and the chemicals and the endorphins that come from running. It's just a great stress reliever. And we live in such an amazing part of the country like, I just love to be on the greenways or on trails and doing all the things. And so, yeah, I've been running for close to 40 years now.
Oh my gosh. Well, before we move on to the important stuff, I have to ask, as someone who actually hates running, what can you tell me to make me actually love running or want to run? Because I've always wanted to be
I think it's
a
about
runner.
the people.
It's about
I mean, when someone tells you have to do something, like a doctor tells you you need to get in shape or you need to do X, Y, or Z, it's harder to be motivated to do it. But when others are encouraging, like, hey, come out and try this with me. Let's go for a walk. Let's go walk twice a week around the neighborhood. I think that's the best way to get into it. If you have an accountability partner, like someone that you like and don't want to, like, let down. And then I always tell people, like, footwear. Like, when you feel comfortable walking or running, you begin to hate it a lot less. So we've got some great, the shoes that are out today are just phenomenal. Like, I think back to what we wore like 30 years ago and 20 years ago and how uncomfortable some of those long runs felt. Not anymore.
All right. So it was just the shoes. That's all right. All right.
It's just the shoes. Yeah. And the motivation maybe.
Well, and you talked about sort of this community, and that's sort of what the Knoxville Track Club is about. For people who aren't familiar, this is not just a little running club here. What do you guys do?
No, we used to be a little running club, but that was like 65 years ago. So next year we turned 65 years old as a nonprofit. And our mission is to see people just be healthy, lifelong living, healthy, be outside, be active, and doing it through running and walking. There's great organizations that promote healthy living through cycling or hiking, but our focus has been and will continue to be running and walking. And so, that means we put on road races, we put on trail races, we put on track meets, we put on cross-country meets. We have group runs, we have group training in our Run Knox program, we put on the Knoxville Marathon, and so we just celebrate running and walking and all the places that you can do that in East Tennessee.
Well, of course, we just had the marathon. Little hiccups there. Can we talk a little bit about that and what happened and lessons learned moving forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest lesson we learned is that every year we find out something that we planned for didn't go how we executed. And so this year it was the turnaround. We were just missing a couple of keys, whether it was signage or volunteers. Like, people just kind of kept on running. They loved the way that Kneel and Drive looked. It was the flattest part of the course, so why wouldn't you want to run extra down there? But folks ran a little bit past that, and so we've already made plans next year to look at all of our turns and look at how we do course monitors and just make sure that, when we say we're going to run 26.2 miles, which we've measured and certified and done all those things, that folks actually go out and run 26.2 and not less and not more. And that's the same for our 5Ks, our 10Ks, our half marathons. We pride ourselves on being accurate, and we normally are, but sometimes things fall through the crack, and that's kind of what happens in a small organization. But we like to put our big boy pants on and say, okay, what can we learn from this, and how can we do better next year? And so we're already planning for that.
And for people who maybe aren't familiar with these runs and how it works, there was a reason why you wanted to have everything exact, because some people use these as qualifying events, right? People don't understand that sometimes.
Yeah, so the Boston Marathon is like the big thing that everybody wants to qualify for, and you have to do it in a certain amount of time, and you have to do it on a certain type of course. And so we certify all of our courses through the USA Track and Field. We go out and measure them. We measure them twice. We do all the measurements, and we mark everything so that when someone runs a qualifying time, they can then submit that to the Boston Marathon in New York or another major that requires a time. And so, yeah, it's important for us to be accurate for those elite runners that want to go out and use our race as a qualifier for bigger efforts. So we've done some things behind the scenes to try to fix that for them in terms of like refunding folks that were super close but maybe didn't make it because of the extra half mile they ran. And so we're going to process some refunds for them and encourage them to come back next year and do it on a 26.2 mile course here, because we do have people from Knoxville that come, and people from all around that drive in and want to show off the training that they've done, and we want to provide a venue for them to do that.
So, of course, that's the big race a lot of people talk about, but you've got plenty of others coming up.
Oh, my gosh, we have so many coming up, yeah.
Next one is Dogwood Classic?
Yep, the Dogwood Classic is one of our favorite just because, I sound congested because I am congested, and that's because this time of year, and we've had this rain overnight, the pollen is everywhere. And so we like to showcase the beauty of Sequoia Hills and Cherokee Boulevard by doing the Dogwood Classic 5K down there. Anybody who's ever been down there knows it's a great place to run. There's lots of biking. There's lots of places to park and be out. But there are so many beautiful dogwood trees. And so the Dogwood Arts Festival is happening right now. And so we like to co-promote and say, go do all these amazing things in our community that the Dogwood Arts Festival is doing. And then pop over to Cherokee Boulevard and run a little 5K, walk a little 5K. It's along the river. There's so many cool things to see, and that's coming up this Saturday. So we're super excited for it. And it really kicks off our trend from long distance, because we've done half marathons and marathons all spring. And now it's a little bit warmer, and it's going to be warmer as we go into summer. And so we drop back down into distances like 5Ks and 10Ks.
So that one's this weekend. Can people still sign up for that?
People can still sign up for that. They can go to ktc.org, or they can just go to Run Sign Up and search Dogwood Classic. And then we roll right into 3 weeks later, we do the Expo 5K, 10K. So May is also a busy, we talk about April being the busiest month for the track club, but May is super busy too. The Expo 5K, 10K is the longest running road race, not longest running distance-wise, but in terms of tenure in the state. And so that 10K, 5K is the Saturday before Memorial Day. And it's 49 years old this year. So we'll celebrate through North Knoxville and down to Neyland Drive again. And it's a fast race. People come out year after year, and we have a half dozen people that have done all 49 races. So we'll celebrate them again, and we'll just come out and have a big old time running 5Ks and 10Ks, enjoying the heat and getting it done before the days get too bad. But that way everybody still gets the rest of their Memorial Day weekend to celebrate. So
they'll be recovering.
Yes, the way that all good East Tennesseans recover on Memorial Day weekend.
I know what you mean. We can read between the lines. All right. And then the other big one coming up, the Fireball Classic.
Yeah, the Fireball Classic is one of our favorite summer events. It's a night race, so we try to avoid that early morning and daytime heat, although it's always still a steamy race. But we'll be back on Neyland Drive. It's one of our fastest, flattest 5Ks. We'll have anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 people for that. We're really leaning into the America 250 theme this summer, which we always do. It's the night before the 4th of July. We've got some pyro things in the works that we're working with City of Knoxville and pyro shows on, just to celebrate, okay, this is a big deal. We're 250 years old, but also that's what everybody thinks about when they think 4th of July, fireworks and fast and fun. So we're excited about that. The Casual Pint has stepped in to be a big sponsor for that one for us. So we're excited to showcase them and run and kick off that holiday the way that we all feel like is the best way to kick it off, which is around our community of runners and friends.
And I like that these races all sort of have a different vibe too, from the Dogwoods, sort of the beauty of Soy Hills, and then ending with a bang, literally, with a Fireball Classic. Yeah, we really lean into the theme. Our age group and overall awards for Dogwood Classic are tomato plants. And so we lean into kind of the Earth Day vibe. We have an option in that race. If you've got 1 million race t-shirts, you can opt not to get a tee, but plant a tree instead. Aww. And so we do things for each race like that. The Expo, we just continue to celebrate. The World's Fair happened a long time ago, but it's our remnant to remember. And we always partner with, another local nonprofit to showcase them for those kind of things. So we're Team Jake is our nonprofit for Expo, and so suicide awareness and mental health and focusing on that in May as we go into summer. So, all throughout the year, we want to support, causes that are involving animals, or causes that involve kids, or homelessness and hunger. And so we want other people to be aware of what's going on in East Tennessee and how they can help, but also come out and be in this community of runners. Well, I know people can sign up for these races, but also they could join the track club. How could they do that?
Yeah, again, on our website, we've got links to all of our races. We've also got links to other races that are happening in the community, and then information about becoming a member. I believe the individual membership right now is just $35 a month, and they can go to ktc.org/membership and find out more details. Membership comes with discounts at lots of local retailers. $5 off every one of our races, so it really pays you back pretty quick in terms of I saved money on all these races that I was already doing. So, and we're one of the largest membership-based track clubs in the entire country. So it's super fun to have more members and grow this community of people.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us all about it. Lots of fun things coming up. We hope it all goes successfully.
Thank you.
All right. Well, coming up this weekend as well, from superheroes to childhood favorites and everything in between, we're going to be celebrating comic books. Sharpen up those spidey senses and fasten your capes. It's an event that even Lex Luthor can appreciate. We're talking about Free Comic Book Day. On Saturday, several local comic stores will hand out free comics, host special guests, and generally celebrate the medium that has become the top of pop culture. Visit your favorite comic book store Saturday, and remember, with great power comes great responsibility. My next guest manages to raise a family, work a full-time job, and, work a farm in Kingston. Just all of those things. PJ Naramore is joining me now to talk more about this. You are a woman who probably has 0 hours in the day left.
That is exactly right. Maximize every minute of every day.
Well, let's talk about your farm.
Yeah, sure. So my husband and I obviously own Naramore Farms, and we kind of got our start back in 2013 for the two of us. Obviously, he was raised in a farming family. I was not. So I guess prior to that, before we got married and before we had our first child, if I wanted to spend time with him, it was on the farm, whether it was baling hay or if it was working cattle, those type of things. And then after we got married, we decided to start a couple things on our own. So we had our first child, we had some cattle, and then we decided we wanted to grow sweet corn to, of course, provide a product for the community. But also the main reason for us was just to add a little extra income for our small growing family. So we did that for several years. And then in about 2015, I finally talked him into, after years of begging, I guess, and walking fields, that I wanted to start a pumpkin patch and corn maze. So in 2015, we started with just pumpkins. He's obviously an ag engineer. He has the ag background. And, of course, I love to talk and I love people. So we make a pretty good team. And so he said, okay, let's try to grow pumpkins. We've never done this before. So we started with just 1 acre of pumpkins. And then in 2016, we added our corn maze and a few attractions just to see, one, if we could do it, and two, if people would come to our area. Because we even had people, of course, there's always people that no one's going to come here and buy pumpkins. No one's going to come all the way here. So we thought we would give it a shot, and we did. And we just celebrated our 10th year of our farm this past fall with our agritourism event. So now we grow almost 10 acres of pumpkins. We have a corn maze. We've got about 25 different attractions. We've got cattle. We grow several acres of sweet corn, and we have different festivals throughout the year as well.
And speaking of, I should have introduced this way, the reason we're talking to you today about the Strawberry Festival coming up.
That's right.
So let's talk about that.
So this Saturday, we have our 6th annual Strawberry Festival at Naramore Farms. And so what we do at the festival, biggest thing is everybody wants to know, can you pick strawberries at your farm? Do you grow the strawberries? We don't. About 7 years ago, everyone was, come out to the farm and they would call us and say, hey, how about berries? Do you have strawberries? We'd love to come pick strawberries. And I didn't grow strawberries. One main reason, don't have the time to grow strawberries with everything else that we have going on in our lives. But no one around us grows strawberries. So I thought, what better way than to bring strawberries to our community and to the farm for people to come out and get the delicious berries. They're already pre-picked, but they can still have the opportunity to enjoy them. But also, while they're on the farm purchasing their berries, they get to listen to live music, shop local vendors, experience the farm life, just get to see our farm animals and all the activities that we have, and just enjoy a family day on the farm and have delicious berries as well.
And we've been talking about how, strawberries are sort of falling by the wayside when it comes to growing them here.
Yes.
But you have found partners who support as well in bringing in those strawberries. Tell us about that.
So since we don't grow our own berries, of course, I had to go to work and figure out where I was going to get strawberries. So we've had a couple partners along the way. And we currently now are partnering with Darnell Farms. They're actually in Bryson City, North Carolina. And they grow, I think it's probably 15 to 20 acres of strawberries. And, of course, they like to wholesale. So we actually partner with them because around here there's only a few people that do grow strawberries, and a lot of them don't have, the supply to sell to someone like me that's trying to purchase 1,000+ gallon of berries for one day. Yeah. So we have to find some of those larger farmers, and also that have the availability when I can have a festival. So that's why we partnered with Darnell this year. We partnered with Mr. Mann in Virginia. And then, of course, we have talks to partner with some others, a little bit closer to maybe in the future, or if we need an abundance, maybe even this weekend. So we're excited to also be able to partner with another farm and help them out, buy their product, and bring them to our farm for other people to get to enjoy.
And I feel like that gives us a little glimpse into the farming community.
Yes.
I mean, does this say a lot about how you all work together and also try to help each other in many ways?
Yes, exactly. So like yesterday, just in general, I sit on the Tennessee Agritourism Board. And so we were actually on a farm tour, we toured a couple different farms yesterday. And one of them was actually a strawberry farmer. So that was pretty cool. I got to start my week off with strawberries and in the strawberry fields. And we try to, share ideas with each other, let each other know kind of what's working, what's not working. And then if we're able to help each other, then, that's what we try to do wherever, that may fit in with our schedules and our farm as well. And I think that says a lot for a lot of our farming community, that we are here to help. And whether it's something that, hey, we're out of something, or hey, we need your help with this, or hey, how did you grow this, or what did you use to make this product better or to get a better yield of this product. We are a pretty tight-knit community, and I'm super thankful for that, because there's a lot of things to learn. Even in our busiest season, it's good to slow down a little bit and learn from others that have, one, either been doing it for longer than you, or maybe they're doing it a different way, but then it can also help you as well.
And if people want to come out to the Strawberry
Yes.
Festival, let's get specific on exactly where you are, the times, cost, parking, anything like that.
So the Strawberry Festival is this Saturday, so May the 2nd, and it's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are located in Kingston, Tennessee. Our actual address is 199 Laurel Bluff Road, Kingston. So we're just off the Kingston exit, about 10 minutes, so not too far out of town, but just far enough out in the country. And then, of course, if they want to come out, obviously we do not charge for parking, but general admission is $10. That's, of course, for anyone of the age 4 and older. 3 and under are free. But that gets you into the farm. You're going to get to experience live music, shop about 25 to 30 local vendors, and then, of course, experience all the fun farm activities, enjoy the farm animal encounters, and just get to spend a great day with the family outside on the farm, just seeing what farm life is really like.
And speaking of that, we talked about some other festivals coming up, but you also try to do some farm experiences for people.
Yes. So we do some different things. Of course, we grow sweet corn, and then people get to come out to the farm. We don't actually let them pick it, but we do pick it fresh. They can come out, see the farm, see where it's grown, and of course, we sell it straight from the farm as well. And then we do different tours, like private tours. We do field trips. So we have kids that come out from local elementary schools. And then we even have like agritourism groups. Like I have a high school not agritourism, but just tourism group coming in the next couple of weeks just to see what we do on the farm. And then we have some upcoming things where people can come and I can't spill all the beans yet, but they'll be able to come out and get some kind of behind the scenes tours. We've had some corporate events on the farm where it's a private event, and they get to come out and we tell them our whole story. They get a wagon ride around the farm. They get to basically a behind the scenes tour of what we do, how we do it, and just really what farm life is all about. And then, of course, in the fall, we have our pumpkin patch and corn maze as well that runs for about 6 weeks.
How important do you think it is sort of in this day and age to connect people with farm life? Because many of us are very disconnected from that. We don't know where our food comes from.
Right.
We don't understand the work that goes into it. So why do you want people to come out and see that?
So that's a very key thing, especially this day and time. I feel like farming in general is on the decline. There's not many people that are coming out of school deciding that they want to be a farmer. And for many reasons. Obviously, most farmers are not going to become millionaires, and they're definitely not going to, do that overnight for sure. And, a lot of people don't know. They just truly don't know what it's like to farm or what farm life is in general. So I think it's key that we actually bring people out to our farm, basically an extension to where they can come and see not only where their farms or their food is grown on the farm, but then also other ways that they can experience farm life, whether it's just encounter an animal. We have people that come to the farm that have never seen a cow in person. Yeah. And to me, I'm like, really? But I also did not grow up on a farm. I say a city. It's not as big as Knoxville. It's a tiny city. It's in Harriman, Tennessee, real close to Kingston, but we did not have an abundance of farmers then either. And so I went to Food City to get my eggs. Yeah. I'd never gone to the barn to get eggs from the chicken coop. So even me growing up, I had zero knowledge of anything farming. And then when I married into a farming family, I realized how important this role is, and then to also share it. So to have an agritourism event and a farm just is key, I feel like nowadays, just to let people come out and experience truly what farm life is really like. And then the cool thing about our farm is there's a lot of agritourism farms or venues around, but ours, we got one of the most, I guess, rewarding statements said to us in the fall. People, travel around and go to different farms, and I love that. Please try them all. Everybody that's around, go experience them all, support them all. But one of the things that was said to us was they love coming to our farm because they truly feel like they're still on a farm, not just an entertainment center. So that was huge for us, because when you step on our farm, we may not be the largest one around. I know we're not, and we don't intend to be. But when you step on our farm, you're still going to get to see the animals. You're getting to learn about the animals. We're telling you about the cattle. Our kids literally help us raise these cows and raise these animals. And so you're getting to see them at work. You're getting to see us literally, truly working on the farm. And it is still it's actually still a working farm that they're getting to come out and experience and see, maybe for the first time. And truly, I think that is just key to share with, especially our kids now that are growing up and generations that have no experience of farm life, that maybe we can entice them to continue the farming tradition and maybe grow something of their own one day, or become a farmer if that's what they prefer to do.
Well, just finishing up here, if people want to visit or they want to find out more about your farm, can they go online?
Sure. Of course, they can check us out, of course, on all social media platforms. And then, of course, our website is NarramoreFarms.com. So they can check us out there. They've got all of our information there. Links to buy tickets for the Strawberry Festival, or just to learn more about our farm. And then, of course, they can reach us, of course, with all the information and details there.
Well, thank you so much for talking all about farm life. It makes me want to visit for sure.
Yes,
now,
awesome. Come out and see us.
Yeah, have a great time at the festival this week.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Well, coming up next week on the podcast, we have lots more to talk about. We're talking about a street festival coming to Happy Holler, concerts at the Knoxville Museum of Art, and also the Children's Festival of Reading. So lots coming up next week. In the meantime, don't forget that you can tune in every weekday at 4 to watch 10 About Town on WBIR, and we'll have more streaming coming up after this.